how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, good to see some familiar faces, I think.
Yep.
What's going on?
look alike.
We all blend together.
All tacos look alike.
Yeah, Gavin, you've had an interesting year. You've become not only the most wealthy, but the most grounded character in this season, which is really an unusual journey from where you started. Talk about that a little bit.
Grounded. I guess starting a website that has to do with tracking who everyone, all of your sexual partners are, is absurdly more grounded, very grounded in reality. That's like not even a far-fetched idea for Taco. Like that's pretty sensible. I don't know. I think, I mean, having Rafi in the league helps ground my character, like really ground my character. Like what I'm up to is always sort of, like I'm not having sex with wild animals. So it's like, oh, Taco's kind of up to a normal thing. You know, he's just, you know, shaving people's pubes in his van. Whatever, just like a normal person. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think necessarily much has changed for Taco. He's very wealthy, but he's been wealthy before. He's been rich before. It kind of doesn't faze him. Business with very, you know, high-profile entrepreneurs and business people. That's not a big change for him. Last year, the biggest change was like he wasn't high for a few minutes, and that kind of threw him off completely. So I think, you know, as long as he's high, you know, things will be like sort of normal in his life, you know. He's still terrible at fantasy football. Like if he were to get good at fantasy football, that would be crazy for Taco. And unfortunately, that does not happen this year. So it's just smooth sailing. Yeah.
I know fans of the show love like a lot of the callbacks that are kind of built in the show. Would you like to see your alter ego, the non-high Taco, make a return sometime?
I had so much fun playing not stoned Taco. I would really love that. Speaking French, actually it's sort of like, because what I do when I get on set, like when we're shooting a scene, like I really like, I sort of, you know, I have to like do a thing to my eyes where I'm like, okay, just pretend you're not listening to someone when they're talking to you. And that's the way I act like the entire time. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not like consciously listening. So I was like, oh, like as an actor, I was like, oh, I'm allowed to listen to you in this scene and to respond rationally and go back and forth. So it was really kind of exciting and fun. So yeah, I would love for non-stone Taco to come back.
You said,
but it's also fun to just be like, I'm gonna say the weirdest thing I can think of right now. It's kind of fun.
You said during the panel that you're not really an NFL fan. Do you find yourself loving football more that you're on the show now?
I'm gonna go see a Chargers game. I mean, I shouldn't say that here, but I should say that at the other Comic-Con. I go see football. I like football. Like I like being there in the action and watching it. The idea of like it's way too late for me to start learning names, which teams are good, the position, how do you get good at a position, the rookies, the people who aren't performing, like just the idea of tracking all those stats and starting getting good at that is like, I can't do that. I can sit and enjoy a game, and I really actually do enjoy it, but I can't do all the other work. I got a lot of nothing to do in my life. Like I'm not saying I'm too busy. Like I'm not busy at all. It's just the mental work involved.
It's constantly changing too. Every year it's different.
Constantly. We're like, Ocho Cinco's in a season. We're like this star player, and then I'm like reading my tweets. I'm like, wait, Ocho Cinco's the Montreal Alouettes? What the fuck happened in 3 years? And if I have to track everyone, nah, I am not up for that. If football became simpler and it was just like, sort of like video games, how video games are, you're like, everyone has a rating. Well, that's why fantasy football is fun. It is like video games. In a sense, if you're lazy, you're like projections, numbers. He did this last week. Ooh, be careful, he may have, like you just have to read the thing. You don't actually have to know anything. I'm still terrible at fantasy, but it doesn't help me though.
You've been releasing songs here and there. Like, do you have plans for a third full-length album?
Yeah, right now the plan is to release a live special next year with a bunch of new songs and an album as well. So, but also like when I come up with songs like randomly, like last year I did a Miley Cyrus song when she got into like the whole thing at the MTV Awards. And I was like, oh, I think I'm going to write a thing, and I put it out the next day. So randomly I'll do stuff like that. The larger picture is like the special next year.